How did that happen? What's good with y'all, man? Hey, what's good with y'all, man? This the Thawahgabar for Black Authentic Truth, live in full effect in the building. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lineup of stories I'm gonna go into. As always, we're gonna bring out some Black Authentic Truth from a Black Authentic Truth perspective. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff in the news, and we're gonna get into it. Just give me a second. Let me just share this video. Share this video on my Facebook page so get a couple more people up in here, and then I'm gonna get right into it. All right. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with me. Um, as always, what I ask is, uh, how is your Sunday going? How is your evening going? Your afternoon, wherever you at in the world? How is it going? Mine's is going smooth. Mine's is going pretty good. You know what I mean? It's a medium type day today. It ain't I can't say it's a beautiful day, but it is, everything is going good. I'm getting prepared for the Passover. I will be in Atlanta in 2 weeks. Lord willing, I'll be there. And just, getting things uh together, making sure I don't forget nothing. Cause that always happens whenever you travel. There's always something you forget, always something that check the comments. Renee said in Louisville, it's rain and wind today. It was raining last week, wasn't it, Renee? In Louisville, Kentucky, it was raining last week. I mean, listen, the Midwest, the heart of America, the East Coast, y'all be having those real winters. Y'all be having a real season. Unlike here in California, it's up and down. There's no real season, maybe in certain spots. But as far as a real winter, now when you talk about a real summer in California, you definitely have a real summer. You have a real summer. Sometimes spring seems like it's summer too. And the beginning of autumn is summer too. Still, you know what I mean, because of the heat. But yeah, let me share this video real quick. Um I usually try to do this before I actually go live, but um some technical difficulties that I was trying to figure out. Renee said we get all the seasons, every one of them, right? And they teach you in school about them seasons. They didn't teach you that it depends on where you stay, on what part of the country you stay. Let's see. Might get some more people up in here. I'm sharing live now. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm gonna get right into it, right? Get right into it. So there was a story that came out about brothers in the military, in the Marines. I'm gonna read an article. Brothers in the Marines are facing the possibility of being kicked out of the Marines because of the requirements to shave your face and the complications that Black men typically get from shaving with a razor. So let me just get into this. Let me get this article, and I will, what I want to do, screen share. That's what I want to do. Screen share. Let me see. Wait, why did we go black? Is that what I wanted? No, that's not what I wanted, right? Let me see. We'll put it on. We'll put it here. All right. Now, let me pull up the. Let me see if I can. This website is blackenterprise.com. It says Black Marines with razor bumps could be kicked out of the military due to new policy. Okay. The new rules were implemented after the defense secretary ordered a review of military grooming standards. So I'm going to read a little bit of it. All right. It says, based on a new policy, people who are inflicted with a skin condition that can cause pain and scarring on their face, called razor bumps, from shaving can be kicked out of the Marines if it does not clear up within a certain amount of time. This may greatly affect Black men because Black men suffer from razor bumps real bad, real bad. And I got my experience that I'm going to explain, right? It says, according to the Marine Corps, the U.S. Marine Corps has stated that any Marine who has been diagnosed with pseudo folliculitis barbae has to undergo medical reevaluation within 90 days to see if they will still require a shaving waiver due to the condition. It says that, well, DermNet states that pseudo folliculitis barbae, or PFB, is a common inflammatory reaction of the hair follicle, most often on the face as a result of shaving. The infliction is aggravated with regular shaving of the face. So with regular shaving of the face, and many Black men can attest to this, you start your skin starts to act up. You start to get pimples and bumps, and it's very uncomfortable. Okay, well, this is a condition that just doesn't affect Black men, but mainly affects Black men. It says ensuring the health, resilience, and discipline of our Marines and sailors is essential to sustaining our warfighting capability and maintaining the high standards required to remain ready for any challenge. A message sent from the Marines states that these standards ensure we remain the world's premier fighting force, ready to fight and win with unwavering readiness, discipline, and lethality. The message was issued March 13th after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered a review of military fitness and grooming standards. A treatment plan was suggested for Marines with this condition, and the goal of returning service members to grooming standards and ensuring maximum war fighting readiness. So the grooming standards, which you can take from this, is having a clean shaving face. And they feel you can be the best you can be. I think it's a little more in here. It says, I think I got it all right. Okay, wait, there's a little bit more. It says that the treatment has a 4-phase regimen. In the first phase, Marines will avoid shaving for 4 weeks until the razor bumps subside. The second phase will allow Marines with moderate to severe cases to stop shaving. Why does it keep moving? To stop shaving for 8 weeks, or another 4 weeks if they were already going through the first phase, including potential hair removal through the depilatory treatment. Phase 3 gives the Marines an additional 4 weeks of the same treatment if the condition remains. In the final 4th phase, Marines whose razor bumps don't improve will be referred to a dermatologist for a potential laser treatment that will be paid by the government. Okay. So this is the issue here. Black men, this is something that we definitely we suffer from. From shaving with razors, we get bumps. We get them really bad. And let me just pull up this image. And many of you can attest to this. You've seen this or you experienced this yourself, where you get these type of bumps, whether it be under your, your chin, your strap, the side of your face, or on the back of the neck. And there are some really bad cases where it gets really, really bad. You know what I mean? And I can just say, let me read I can just say from experience. So my whole life was like when I was coming up, my grandparents would take me to like a barber college, right? And and so from there, I had a little pair of clippers that I would just use on myself, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until I actually went into I got locked up. And when you're in there, the only thing you can use is a razor. They issue out razors, right? I had never really used a razor, but everybody would, I seen people using it, you know. And so my experience using a razor, after I used a razor and I had shaved my face, the next day I had a whole bunch of, tiny like pupils, or how you could say pus filled white pimples all over my face. So I knew right away that I couldn't shave with a razor. I learned the hard way. And it was real uncomfortable because you want to scratch, but you can't scratch. You know what I mean? You're just irritating it and making it worse. This is very common with black men. Very, very common. Um you have seen black men, like the pictures that I have right here. You have seen black men with what they call like a razor burn, like from it'd be like like I call it a 5 o'clock shadow or a razor burn, where you can actually see a line, and it's from that line it's just darker. The skin texture is different, and it comes from years of shaving with a razor. That's where it comes from. And we as a people don't, because we don't know who we are, we don't know what time it is, as far as there are certain things that our culture didn't do, then we're caught up in the mix and we suffer from it. They say that the majority of people that suffer from this is black men. Not saying all, but black men predominantly suffer from, having this type of what you can call a type of condition or infection on the face from shaving with a razor. So I can attest to this actually happened, but that was the first time it happened, and I never shaved again. What ends up happening is that when you shave with black men, the skin grows back so fast, it covers the hole where the hair was coming out at. And so the hair grows inside the skin, which you can imagine is painful. Now, the Marines is asking these black soldiers who are more than 50, almost, well, I'll say the whole American infantry, as far as putting troops on the ground, 50% of that is black men, right? But they're asking these black men to still go ahead and shave, which produces what you see here in the picture. It produces, painful bumps. Your skin will bleed. And it just, why do you have to go through all of that when you're just trying to fight for a country? Why do they have to put you through that, knowing that your people, knowing that it's a cultural thing, that this is happening only to black men, but they still want you to uphold the standards that they have for themselves. See, they don't suffer from this like black men do. And I'm gonna show you the reason why we suffer from this. And you want to be surprised, right? I'm gonna show you. Now, there's something else I wanted to say about this. So in the society in America, we grew up. How did we grow up? We grew up seeing the commercials. We grew up seeing, you know, uh the shaving commercials. This is what we grew up in. We grew up seeing, they get the shaving cream and they shave their face. Hell, I seen some of these white guys literally shave with nothing. Just take the razor and go. The hair is not wet, it's not moist, there's no shaving cream, it's just rough. And they have no issue with doing that, and they can do that. Not only that, that's what they prefer. They prefer a clean shaven face. Remember, they used to antagonize beards. They used to say, a beard is not clean, it's unkept, it don't look right. You look more presentable, just like with black hair. You look more presentable with a more sleeker, refined look. being it all shaved off. Clean cut is what they say. Let me see. Let me go to the comments real quick. Deandra said that all this so that Israelite men look like boys and not men, right? Hey, what's good with you, Black Rain 303? Then they get lesser hair removal, so they never grow a beard. Right. That's what I thought. I thought that if they're going to get the hair removal treatment and they're going to get laser treatment, then won't that mean that those follicles won't grow hair anymore, or it'd be blotchy or look crazy? You know, I'm not an expert, but that's what I thought. Black Rain said, in all of the military, I was in the Army and the same. You needed what they called a shaving profile to not shave. That's interesting. Didn't know that. Says Black Rain said the shaving profile was only good for 2 weeks and you had to get another one. Oh, that's crazy. That seems ridiculous that you got to keep getting the shaving profile and proving like you look the look, right? And I can say this. This is she said, a sister said, Khan is meant to stop the hair growth. Dang. And it's also it's destroying the skin. It's destroying the skin. And I can say, like, I would never shave. You know what I mean? Like, just from what I look like, and any man that has a beard can attest to this. Now, before I go into that, let me just say some brothers don't grow beards. Some brothers, they have the mustache and they probably have like a goatee. So I don't think this really applies to those brothers. But for brothers that grow beards, and you're okay and you love your beard, it's natural. It's, how you was created, how the Lord designed you. And then for them to tell you to shave it, I mean, come on. And I would just say, like, the difference between having your beard and not is crazy to me. Like, I've been wearing a beard. I've been having my beard and letting it grow for what, 12 years now, probably 13 years. Once I came into the truth and I understood that if you're a man and you have a beard, you should keep your beard. You shouldn't shave clean shaven. You know what I mean? And look like a naked mole rat and look like have you ever seen what a cat looks like when it's naked versus when it's all its hair is shaved off versus when you see a lion with its mane? That's the difference. That's the difference, right? That's the difference that I see. But this is just crazy. We grew up in this society where it says, a man, you get you a Gillette razor, you get you one of those razors and you shave and you look presentable, you look clean cut, you look sleek, and you look acceptable, right? But here's the thing, and this is the reason why this is happening to our people. This is the reason why Black men suffer from this condition that of the bumps and the infections. It's because we're not supposed to shave our face anyway. We're not supposed to be shaving our face with a razor. It's not our culture. We're not supposed to do it. So this is why we have these type of complications. We have these complications because we're not supposed to be doing it in the first place. Right? We're not supposed to be doing it. Let me pull up. Let me read something for you. Let me read something for you. Y'all just bear with me. Now, this Leviticus 19 and 27. Contrary to popular belief, Black men are the Israelites. Black men are the real Jews of the Bible. Contrary to what you think, we African and we're this and we're that. Our identity stems from Moses and from Abraham and from King David. And so this is what the scriptures say about us. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. This is Leviticus 19 and 27. What does that mean? that means that you should not take a razor and line yourself up or shave your beard, shave your face off. You shouldn't do that. It's not part of our culture. And this is one of the reasons why our brothers are suffering in the military, because they're forced to have to shave. Now imagine the brothers that identity. Imagine those brothers, the regular brothers, everyday brothers that just shave, and they're dealing with the bumps, they're dealing with the neck bumps in the back of the head. They're dealing with all of that. And the cure to that is to keep your beard. Just grow your beard. And I'm not saying grow your beard wild. You can still groom, you can cut it down. You know what I mean? But don't shave your skin off. See, in ancient times, that was up with razors and to shave clean face. The Egyptians did it, the Greeks did it, the Romans did it, and even in America, the Caucasians do it. And so when we follow these type of customs, this is what happens to us. This is what we're dealing with. Now, I'm sure you might be able to find a black man that shaves and he doesn't get, nothing happens. Maybe you can find one. But from what I've seen and in my history being a barber and just my personal experience, that black men ain't supposed to be using a razor to shave. We're not supposed to be clean shaving like that. Not if you grow it, not if you have hair follicles coming out, just you got a full beard that you was born with, and you have hair follicles all over your face, and it's a beard. You shouldn't. Now there's different cases that don't have facial hair like that. They don't grow facial hair. You got some brothers that are just baby face brothers. They don't grow in their face is perfect for that. But for the brothers that do, my advice, if you don't want to have to go through, this, my advice is to not shave with a razor. That's my advice. All right. What y'all think? What do y'all think about it? So in conclusion, grow your beard. That's the conclusion. Grow your beard as a black man. Grow your beard, rock that beard, put some shea butter in it, put some oils in it, wash it, condition it, leave-in conditioner, hook it up. You know what I'm saying? Rock it with pride. The same way you rock your hair with pride, rock your beard with pride, man. Don't let these people don't let these people get you messed up out here. A lot of times, I remember when I first started growing my beard, I would have women that would tell me, you should shave it off. You should, cut that off and just have a goatee. You should get it lined up like this and like that. I'm like, nah, this is who I am. This is my heritage. This is who I am. You know what I mean? Trooper Nakwadam said, right. And, and men that say, I don't want that mess on my face sound feminine. Renee said, he said, men with no facial hair look like perverts to me. And it's crazy because I see men, I see brothers, I see elderly men with the clean shaven, and I guess people think in their mind like going clean shaven as a man and you're older makes you look younger, but you just look crazy. You don't. It's something that's not right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, brothers should just let their beard grow so they can look masculine. They can look how they supposed to look. You know what I mean? They can look like how they supposed to look and not like what they trying to look like, you know? Yeah, so that's that story. So where I want to go, it's the next story is, let me see. Oh, this is a video. This is a video I seen yesterday that I thought was it's something good to talk about. Great topic to talk about. Hmm. What's going on? Let's see, there we go.
Yeah, it costs like $5. I have $3. I'd like to know if you could help me out.
How would I give you the money?
Let me start it over. Let me just start this over for y'all.
Like $2 short. You think you could help me out with this, please?
You said $2.
Yeah, it costs like $5. I have $3. I'd like to know if you could help me out.
How would I give you the money?
Any way possible.
By cash.
I'll take cash out. I appreciate that. Why are you willing to help me out like this?
I like stuff.
That's what's up. And what does it mean to you to be kind like that to people?
And I'm looking when I know when I don't have it, but if I have it, I'm looking for it.
That's what's up, and I appreciate that.
You say cash out?
Yeah, just $2.
Okay.
You have little kids?
No, I don't.
Do you have any nephews?
No.
Would you like to give this toy to someone?
Sure. Yeah.
For one, I'd like to thank you for being kind to me, okay? It's already paid for and the receipt is on the back of it. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. That's $800 right there.
Where you from?
Yeah, don't cry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What are you gonna do with that? You gonna cry? What are you gonna do with that? You have bills to pay? That's what's up. I really appreciate you because you didn't have to stop and give me the time of day and help me out. And also I gave that to you because I love you.
Thank you. You're such a blessing.
You're welcome.
Now, let me know if the video was a little choppy, y'all. Let me know. But the brother walked up. He walked up, asked her, did she have $2 because he's trying to get his nephew something. The sister said, how can I send it to you? She said, how can I send it to you? He said, Cash App. Then he gave her 800. The sister started to, and he asked her, like, what make you give like that? What makes you, what makes you, want to help out somebody like that? And she thought she just want to help somebody. She's somebody that needs something. She got it. She gonna help, right? And he said, what you gonna do with it? She said she got some bills to pay. She started tearing up. She said she got some bills to pay, you know what I mean? But she was willing to give it, you know what I mean? And like, contrary to popular belief in contrary to how people actually view Black people and how Black people view themselves, a lot of Black people really are compassionate when you don't even have it yourself. A lot of our people are, we don't be having it to give. We don't be having it to give, but yet we'll still help someone else that is in need. We don't be having it to give, but yet we'll extend compassion, and we'll have empathy and sympathy on another person's situation that is going through something. Even when no one knows this, but even when we worrying about how we're gonna pay our own bills. That's the spirit of Black people. That's the spirit that we have inside of us that we don't get credit for, that we don't even be having it, but we're willing to go the extra mile and help someone else out, even when we're going through it. Like, we don't be having it to give. That even extends to, society. Like, we will extend compassion to other groups, even when we don't get that same compassion. We will extend the benefit of the doubt to other groups, even when they don't extend the benefit of the doubt to us. That just shows you that there's something special in us, because we're able to do something like that outside of ourselves, even when we don't receive it. And this sister didn't even have anything. You know what I'm saying? She didn't, I'm not saying she didn't have nothing. She's in the supermarket. So obviously she's got, you know, she can go handle her business and get the things that she needs. But she admitted that she got to pay some bills with that money. She's going to pay some bills with that money. You know what I mean? This should be also a lesson to Black people. When somebody gives you something, or you need a loan, or you want to borrow some money or something like that, and you're looking at this person because they have a roof over their head, they have a car, they have certain things that they're doing really, really good, and they got it to give. This is a lesson for you to understand that everybody don't got it to give, but maybe they're just someone that is really looking out for you. Maybe there's someone that has a heart of gold, that, you know, is thinking about other people, can empathize with another person's situation, and maybe they just want to help you. It's not that they got it. It's not like they got a lot of money in the bank. Just because they're driving, you know, a car that's decent, and they don't seem like they're struggling with their bills. You don't know. They probably are struggling. They probably are wondering how they're going to, you know, pay their car note from month to month. But they just happen to have some extra money right now when you needed something, and they felt some compassion on you. So let that be a lesson when you are needing, you looking at somebody like they got it. You don't know if they got it. Maybe they're just showing some love and some compassion. It's clear this sister right here, she wasn't going to give him that money out of abundance. It's not like she's rich and like she had a lot. She gave it out of compassion. And then look how it flipped. She gave that little $2 that you can give a brother that's on the corner, a sister that's on the corner, somebody hanging out outside of a store or something. That little $2, you don't know how that can turn around and come back and just bless your family. You never know. But just keep in mind that as an individual and as people, we don't, you know, we extend a lot of compassion to people out of the fact that we know what it's like to be at the bottom. We know what it's like to be looked over. We know what it's like to desire more. We know what it's like to work a 9 to 5 and still be struggling. We know what it's like. And so because of that, we can level with people, and we can understand what they're going through as Black people. You know what I'm saying? We know what it's like. All right. Where we at? I'm all unorganized. Yes. Oh, okay. This is a rapper from Detroit. I didn't know who he was, but I swear Vizzo. Okay. Talk about him. This video that, you know, there's some nuggets in this video, some truth about us, some Black authentic truth about Black people in this video. Let's get it.
I spent $500,000 for a Rolls Royce for a Ghost. Bought it at the Rolls Royce dealership. That shit ain't do nothing for my career. It did nothing for me. It did nothing for my business. I caught a 2-week stunt, meaning I felt
once everybody saw it.
Yeah.
That shit don't mean nothing no more.
It took about 2 weeks for everybody knew I had the It ain't mean that it ain't mean nothing. $500,000 down the drain. Then I lost 100 racks the moment it pushed off the lot. And the up thing, one thing I realized, right, is that the Rolls Royce dealership is approximately, I did the math, like I'm serious about this. The Rolls Royce dealership is approximately 7 minutes from my juice bar. I spent 500,000 with them. Them folks ain't came my juice bar and spent. That shit meant something to me. I don't like that.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Only one jeweler came to my juice bar, which was the dudes from Hush Jewelry. Nobody else. Like, so I start looking at everything like that. When I spend my money, I want to support my who supporting me back. Be taking their money and they want to spend it in their own communities, or they taking my money and putting it in other businesses that might be an opposing business to mine. Right. But either way, I'm not getting my money, not coming back full circle. Stop looking for the wrong places for validation.
Know what I say? Niggas
like
trying to be validated by invalid people.
Yeah, by invalid motherfuckers.
It's you know what, it's playing a little choppy on my side. Y'all give me a 1 if it's playing properly on your side. Just give me a 1 real quick before I go in, because I don't want to just, it's playing. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes the system does that. Just let me know. I'll wait. I'll wait for y'all. Somebody give me a 1. Okay. Thank you, Deandra. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, let me just quickly recap what he was saying. He spent $5,000 on a Rolls Royce. And thank you, brother. Thank y'all. He spent $5,000, $500,000 on a Rolls Royce. Soon as it rolls off the lot, $100,000 is already taken off the price, right? Then he talks about the dealership money with. They don't even come into his establishment, I guess a juice bar, to buy a juice. And so he noticed, like, okay, I bought this for my career, to boost my career, but after 2 weeks, it was over with. The stunt was over with. Nobody is paying attention. I bought, it was money I spent that could have went somewhere else. And I see that the money I spent with the people, they don't even come back and spend money with me. And then he says some jeweler came, somebody I guess he bought jewelry from. He came and bought some juice, but he was saying how, and we heard this before, how they get their money and they spend it with their people, or they spend it with somebody that might be in competition with him. And so he was like, basically, stop looking for validation. Now, this should be a good learning moment for a lot of brothers and sisters that think as though materials and the finer things give you validation. And what it really does is just withers away in your pockets. So you think you're going to buy some Gucci, you're going to buy, some expensive vehicle, you're going to do all of these things, some jewelry, you're going to do all of these things to get the validation from people, whereas people really don't care about that after about a week pass, and that's old news. You know what I mean? So the vehicle, it was created to get from one point to the other. A car is created to get from point A to point B, right? That's what that's the meaning of, not the meaning, but that is what is it? That's the purpose of a vehicle, is to get from point A to point B, to get from one distance to another, to a long distance. You know what I'm saying? So like after you didn't spend all that money, $500,000 could go a lot of places. $500,000 could go, hell, if I had $500,000 that I could just spend at my leisure, I think I would, get one of my dreams, which is to have a community center. I would do something that would reciprocate money. You know what I mean? Something that would help my people, something like that. You know what I mean? The minute you buy one of these expensive cars, they depreciate in value. You know what I mean? And then all of the problems come. Imagine how much it costs to take that to the repair shop. Just imagine how much that would cost. A $500,000 car. Is there any place? I mean, where do you got to send it? I don't think regular people will work on it. No one would want to touch it. But the point is that we look for validation through materialism. Black people do. And we don't see that there's a bigger picture at play. Whether it be where people eat at, whether it be the type of clothes you wear, all the clothes are all made out of cotton. They all made in China anyway. All of the shoes are made in China. You know what I mean? All of the cars break down. There ain't, well, even a $500,000 car is not, bulletproof. It's not what's the word? It's not going to last a lifetime. You're still going to have to do maintenance, still going to have to take care of it. It still has a lifeline. Like, it's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? And so when we doing this, what we really doing is wasting our resources on things that are material, that go away, that don't have any real long-term value, none at all. You know what I mean? And this is not just something that Black people got to learn. This is something that I have to learn, something that you have to learn, that a lot of the choices we make and the things that we want to do and the reasons why we really need to look at those reasons why. Like, it's one thing to want to look nice. It's another thing to want to look nice so you can stunt on people. So people can look at you and be like, damn, he's balling. Dang, look at the purse she's got. She got it. I want her lifestyle. I want his lifestyle. You know what I mean? We got to get out of that mindset. And this brother is a perfect example of somebody coming to their wits when they realize and they think like, damn, all of that was a stunt. That was crazy for me to even do that, to even buy this vehicle. I don't even want the vehicle anymore. That money is in the drain. I can't even get the money back that I spent on the vehicle. And I did it for validation. I did it for people to see me, riding in the Rolls Royce with 24-inch rims, and people to look at me and say, "Ooh, look at him." That don't even mean nothing in the real world when you come to your senses. The sister said, with a white man's name all over your clothes. Exactly. Which is, that needs to be studied. It needs to be studied about the name brand thing. And when I was growing up, that's what it was. It was like, when we was in high school, you have different levels, but the level that we was on was like what is it? Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren. Well, it's some other one, Eddie Bauer, Pelly Pell. It was some that people would be like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what you got to get. But then you had that next level that, me personally, I never had, but a lot of brothers desire to have that, which is Gucci. What is the other one? Coach, Fendi. And then now in this day and age, I guess it's really about not just the clothes, but I guess the purses with women, like the purses, and these purses be thousands of dollars. I'm like, that's crazy that people are really trying to get these things when all it is something that holds your valuables. These clothes, the clothes can be, depending on what material, leather or denim, clothes will be recycled. You know what I mean? Clothes are for you can look presentable, you can look good. Listen, man, the way I think I can go into a thrift store and get a whole outfit and look no different than somebody that then spent hundreds of dollars on an outfit. It's really not about the name brand. It's about the person wearing it and how you present yourself, your personality and your character. That's really what it's about. But we put so much emphasis on these name brands, whether it be name brand clothes, cars, lifestyle and all of that, that we forget what's most important. The most important thing is the function, not the name brand. Let me tell you something. A full stomach is a full stomach. Whether you eating flamingo or you can top ramen. A full stomach is a full stomach. A full stomach is a full stomach. Getting to point A to point B is transportation. No matter if you drive, you know, what is that, Honda, a Kia, whatever kind of car you drive, they all doing the same thing. A cell phone is a cell phone. No matter if you got the latest iPhone or you got a flip phone, the basis of it is to be able to take a call and to be able to text and receive text. That's the basis of communication. And so we got to stop trying to climb the ladder. And I'm not saying not be successful, but be like there's a saying, try to be like the Joneses and try to have the best things when you have everything that's sufficient. If you just look right in front of you, if you just look in front of you, you got a lot of things that you think you need, you already got them. You know what I mean? You just got to stop caring about what people think. Stop giving a damn about what people think about you. Stop caring about what people are going to think if you come to work, in a car that is not an expensive car or a new car. If you go out and your clothes look nice, but you don't have a label on them, they don't say, Gucci on them or something like that, or red bottoms, who cares? You know what I mean? That is not going to determine whether somebody's going to rock with you or not, or like you or not, or be your friend or not. It's the person that you being you is what's going to determine all of that. You know what I mean? All of that does, having the Rolls Royce, having the flashy jewelry, nothing wrong with wearing jewelry, but having those things to be validated by people, all it's going to do is attract people that don't really care about you. They care about the things and the image that you put out. That's all. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at the image that you're putting out to be validated and to be accepted. So once again, like, we just got to remember that all of these things, are not important in the big picture. All of these things we try to, buy, put our energy into and hold up here. Many times we already have them, and we're just trying to validate ourselves with people, with materialism. Right? So drop that and let me get this video.
Single moms, because you didn't vet that man out.
That is true.
He should never been a dad in the first place, or you should.
This is short, so let me start it over. This is a short one. I'm just gonna have some commentary to this.
I feel like people give their bodies away too freely. And that's why we have a lot of single moms, because you didn't vet that man out.
That is true.
He should never been a dad in the first place, or you should have never been a mom. When are we gonna start taking accountability?
Now, this is short, sweet, and straight to the point. And what this sister is saying, I agree with, and I agree with it from a biblical perspective, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not agreeing with it technically, like maybe that's just a snippet of the conversation. I don't know the whole conversation, but the reason why I agree with it is because what she is saying is the reason why we have so many single parent homes and we have absent fathers. This is the whole reason why, because our people don't get to know one another first. This is how it happens in the Black community. You go out, you go someplace, you go to the club or whatever you go, right, where people are, and you see a girl, you get her number, she likes you, you like her. Maybe y'all might go out once or twice. Then y'all hook up. And when I say hook up, y'all find yourself in a situation where y'all have sex. Y'all together. Then down the line, you start to realize you don't like this man, or he starts to realize he don't like you. Y'all don't like each other's ways. Y'all get in an argument or whatever. In our community, that's how it usually goes. We hop in bed with one another, and then we figure out we don't like one another after that is done, after the act is done. And so we don't take the time. And you know, when it comes to dating, they people throw that word around very loosely. They say dating, dating, dating. Maybe y'all can help me out, but from my understanding, it seems like when people are saying dating, dating entails also you're getting to know someone, but also you're doing all of those things like kissing, hugging, and having sex, like people who are already married. Somebody help me out in the comments. And then I'm gonna break it down what I'm gonna get at. Yeah, Quab said, sex is just a thing amongst our people. It's just a casual thing. You're right, brother. Sex is just casual with Black people. Black people don't take it serious. We look at it as casual now. Okay, thank you. So they throw that word around dating, and I started to get the impression that dating, when they say dating entails like you're basically together, but you're dating. I don't know. It's just so confusing. But dating, you're having sex and all of that within the dating. So I thought dating. I used to think back in the day, dating was similar to a courtship, where you're not doing all of that extra stuff. You're just doing things together. Basic things like going to the beach, going to the park, getting to know one another, building a relationship, building an understanding. But dating is not that in these days. Dating is something totally different. Sister said, that's true. Another of the times they are even living together. Yeah, but you're dating. Like, so it's confusing because the definition or the meaning, what it entails, has changed over time. And so we don't know a person. And so you are having sex with a person you don't actually even know. So this is where all of those breakups come from. This is where those single mothers come from. This is where those absent fathers come from. This is where those absent fathers come from. Those absent fathers come from that. It comes from a brother going headstrong, laying down with a woman, which I'm saying, laying down, having intercourse, and then he finds out she's a monster. He finds out he doesn't like her. This is generational in the Black community. It's generational. In American society, it is taught that, okay, you have a quote unquote girlfriend very young, you have a boyfriend very young, y'all 17, 16. This is not going to be your last boyfriend. You're going to break up. And the idea is that you break up with people until you find your soulmate, whatever the hell that means, right? But that is the idea. That's basically what happens. And so in our community, we don't learn the basic things of you need to know the person you're laying with. Also, what the brother said, people take sex like it ain't nothing. We have to teach our young people that sex, what comes with that is babies. So you're casually having sex as a young person or an adult, because a lot of adults are doing it. And then all of a sudden the woman gets pregnant. Now it's this big old thing. Are you going to keep it? Does she want to keep it? And then you break up. But our people are like children because we're doing these things as though babies don't come from it. That's the byproduct of having sex, is babies. That's what comes from it. That's what God ordained to come from it. So in a way, our people are childish because we're like, oh, oops, oh man, she's pregnant. Well, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? You're doing the actual thing that brings about children, right? And so this is why, going back to what the sister said, many women shouldn't have been mothers in the first place. Many fathers shouldn't have been fathers in the first place, because you didn't have the plan set from the beginning. You didn't know what you was doing from the beginning. You were just having sex. Another thing, let me just add to that, because this, the brother said, give me that. Let me read this. He says, the brother, Yaquab said this. He said, the average relationship is over after the honeymoon phase, which is like 6 months, because the lust is gone, it seems. That is so true. That is true. And we live in a social media age where people, like I said, everybody wants to try everybody out like a new car. They want to take a test drive. So after that 6 months, you're tired of this person. Now the real person is showing itself after the 6 months. The real, the everyday person that you're around each other every day. So now you get to see, her attitude. She gets to see how you are and your temperament, and now y'all on the edge and y'all just can't get along. And now, y'all have, like, this happens even with people who got married. Y'all have unreconcilable differences. Like, we just can't get along. And so it's a divorce. This goes back to not only what this lady said, but more importantly, what the scriptures say about how it's supposed to go when you get with somebody. You know what I mean? So that this doesn't happen, so that you don't end up, a single mother or a absent father on child support, because that is the outcome. And it's easy work. It's light work for the, the government to do whatever they want to do with our people as far as families are concerned, because of our inability to understand how this is really supposed to go. The brother said, dating is basically just giving different men tail until woman is ready to see, or let me move this. Until a woman is ready to settle or gets pregnant, like you said. That's basically it. You can basically predict what's going to happen with a lot of our young women and a lot of our young men if they don't have the proper understanding and they are not taught. You can basically just guarantee that is going to be the outcome. And maybe some might slip through the cracks and, appear to do it the right way. Maybe some, but for the most part, that's where the single mothers and the absent fathers come from. It comes from things of what this sister is talking about. Why they're not even in a position. You ain't even got to know each other yet. You don't even know each other yet. You're going purely off of looks and off of lust. And I'm the first one to tell you that I will be the first Black man to tell you that looks are not everything. Your woman does not have to look like Beyonce, young brother. Your brother, what you want to look at in that time period, what you want to look at is the spirit of a woman. You want to observe the spirit of her. You want to think in your mind, can I deal with this woman for a long time? Nobody does that. Nobody does that. You just want to hop in her drawers, and that's why you suffer from it. And a woman, you have the power over the man as far as sex is concerned, because you have the power of whether or not to open your legs or not. You can tell him no. You can tell him no. But see, the problem is the women are hot in the tail, hot in the ass, just like the young men is young, dumb, and full of you know what. And so, you can't tell people anything nowadays. So I guess our people just have to learn the hard way. We have to learn the hard way until we can start developing and building stronger families with Black fathers in the home that will give their daughter away, that will be with their daughter through the whole process, when she becomes a young woman going into adulthood and getting married to a man. And he gives the stamp of, he gives the stamp of approval on that man. He meets that man's father and mother. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. I understand that it seems impossible because of the trauma and the dysfunctional families we have in the Black community, but it is attainable. It is possible. You know what I mean? It is definitely happening right now in the ISUPK. I've seen it with my own eyes, you know. But my advice to brothers is that you have to choose a woman wisely, and to sisters is you have to choose a man wisely, and you need the help of a father figure in your life that could help guide you into the right man to be with, so that you don't be a single mother, so that y'all stay together forever. And another thing to you young brothers and sisters is stay off the internet. Don't listen to the garbage on the internet. Don't listen to these people who are not in a relationship that have all of the answers for how to be in a relationship, how to treat a woman, and how to treat a man, and how a household is supposed to go. Don't listen to that crap. You know what I mean? And you'll be okay. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna move on to another story. I think I got two more stories. Y'all rock with me. I appreciate it. All right. Which one is it? Oh, Erykah Badu and Ciara. I'm gonna talk about the age women. We're gonna get some more talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? So last night, Erykah Badu got an award at the Women's Billboard Awards, and she came out in a suit with voluptuous breasts, thighs, and buttocks. And I'm gonna play the video. Let me get the video. And then she was asked a question by a reporter, and I want you to hear a response. And then we're going to get into that picture that's going around the internet for her next single that's supposed to be coming out. We're going to talk a little bit about the age women, and then we'll get into what women should be teaching younger women and girls. All right, let me see. Is it this?
Thank you so much.
Now, I should have got
Give their bodies away too freely.
I should have got a picture of the post up. Maybe I can. Let me see. Y'all just bear with me. Let me see if I can pull up a picture, because that was kind of small. Let me see. So online debating about what was the message in it. Let me see. There is actually no. Let me see. Billboard. Okay, I guess I can. Okay, here it is. This is a good picture. And then we're going to share it. Okay. Share this tab. Let's go right here. Let's, where we want to go? Where is it being shared at? There we go. Let me move this. There we go. Now y'all can see. Okay. So Erykah Badu, she wore this outfit, which is, everything is exaggerated. The thighs, the butt, the breast. She turned around and twerked. And people were discussing what did it mean, right? They were discussing whether or not, what was the meaning behind her wearing this. Now, some people were saying that she was making a light or making fun of BBLs. It's saying she was making fun of of BBLs and how ridiculous they look. Yaquab said, I hope that video was messed up because what the hell? Because what the hell? That can't be real. Yes, it's real. It's real. That's what she was wearing. And she was and some people said she was making fun of BBLs, while other people said this, if you know, you know. People don't know what the message that she really dropping. And people are like, what was the message she was really dropping? Oh, she was talking about Sarah Bartman. I'm like, what? Like, this is supposed to bring light to Sarah Bartman. If you don't know who Sarah Bartman was South African from the Khoisan tribe, the tribe that is considered to be the oldest people on the earth. They look light-skinned, a little Asian looking. Well, she was taken by Europeans to Europe and put in circuses and paraded around because of her body, because of her, the way her body was shaped, very voluptuous, big, butt and breasts and things of that nature. So they would put her on display. Later, when she died, they put her in a museum. They basically embalmed her and had her in a museum, her body, right? And I think years later, a lot of years later, they returned her remains back to her homeland. And so they were saying this, and I said, what are you talking about? Because Sarah Bartman was, well, should I say Europeans basically sexualized Sarah Bartman. They sexualized her body. Yeah, Deandra, I don't believe that's what it meant, but I don't believe none of this what people are saying, what it means. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Erykah Badu, she's always been on the different and all of that. And she done ushered in a generation of eclectic, sage burning, weed smoking 304s. So you don't know what it would mean. You know what I mean? What was the message? But if they going with the Sarah Bartman thing, which makes no sense, how is that bringing light to the fact that Europeans sexualized Sarah Bartman, sexualized the black women's bodies later on in America? How is wearing a suit that is accentuating the, the body of a black woman and twerking, how is that bringing light to anything? And you got to think how stupid that actually really sounds. Like bringing light to the fact that black women or black bodies are sexualized. It doesn't make any sense. But this is something that Erykah Badu said when she was asked to give, women advice in the music industry. Let me get it.
One piece of advice, suck.
One piece of advice you would give to women in the music industry?
One piece of advice, suck hard, girls. Suck hard.
That's the advice that Erykah Badu would give women in the music industry. To suck hard. Whatever that means, but many people, I've seen women say, what she's really trying to say is that you got to work hard. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here with that. But this has been, Erykah Badu, you know what I mean? And this is the message she had for women. Now, maybe it could be saying, listen, there are things that are going on in the music industry that you're going to have to get with. Hell, maybe it means that. But for the most part, this is an example of a woman that a lot of black women love, adore, and idolize. Straight to the point, right? Straight to the point. This is a woman that a lot of black women love, adore, and idolize. We tend to do that because of, music. We tend to do that. Now, here is Ciara on a actual picture that is floating around the internet right now. Okay. Want to add this to the stage. Let's make this big. This is Ciara, right? They're saying this is for a upcoming single, promotion of a upcoming single that is coming out. Now, this is a woman who is also an entertainer in the limelight. Black women adore her. They love her and they idolize her. She is with Russell Wilson, who is quintessentially, what people consider a good husband, versus the man that she was with before, who was a bad husband, considered a bad husband, Future. Well, to me, she looks like she's still with Future. She looked like she's still with Future on this. I can't tell the difference from her being with a clean cut Russell Wilson type versus a trapper. You know what I mean? I can't. So these women are women that are role models, not only for black women their age, but for younger black women and little girls. You know what I'm saying? These are aged women. These are women who are not young girls anymore. These are women who are, they've been around for a while. They're aged women. Aged. They're supposed to be mature. Now, many people will say, well, this is art. This is, people will write it off as art. They'll write it off as them being in the entertainment industry. But let me ask y'all a question. Aren't you tired of the same type of imagery when it comes to black women? Many people voice their opinion of how tired they are of the same scenario, the same type of music when it comes to black men. Many people are not afraid to voice their opinion. And this is not about gender. This is not about black, like, black men versus black women. I'm just saying, aren't you tired of seeing the same thing push? Now, we talk about the sexy reds. We talk about the other people, the young girls that are off the chain. But what about the aged women? Shouldn't they have matured by now? Shouldn't they have matured by now? You see, there are things that women should be examples of and guide younger women in, younger girls in, little girls in. There are great things that a woman should be guiding them in, especially if you're an aged woman. But not 304ism. And I'm saying this, I know that these are entertainers, and all black entertainers at any given point in time can do something just off. So we know we are not supposed to look at black entertainers as leaders and examples. Most of us do. I mean, a lot of us do, but not all of us. A lot of black people in the black community, this is their heart and soul. Black entertainers, whether there's, rappers, singers, songstress, this is their heart and soul. This is where they get inspiration from to live their life. Believe it or not, there is some black women that wholeheartedly follow these celebrities to where they copy their whole lifestyle and they get inspiration to live, inspiration to, try to get this career. That's where they pull from. They pull from the entertainment world. They pull from the celebrity world. That's where they pull from. You know what I mean? Not saying that it's healthy, but this is where a lot of people, before, like even before white Jesus, they'll follow, Beyonce or somebody like that, like a cult following. You know what I mean? But these are older women. Now, let me show you something what older women should be exuding and showing younger women. Let me show you something. All right.
What you don't do, ladies, is walk to the front of the item and squat to pick it up.
Let me start it over. Let me start that over real quick.
Oh my gosh, I dropped my pencil. What you don't do, ladies, is walk to the front of the item and squat to pick it up. It's in front of you. Naturally, your legs will open to give you clearance to pick it up. Is that appropriate for a lady? Absolutely not. So we don't squat. We don't walk in front of the item. Nor do you go to the front of the item and bend over. Too much exposure back there. We don't want to expose our rear end showing like that. Nor, if you're wearing a shirt and pants, your shirt will go up, your pants goes down a little, and then you're exposing yourself. That's not appropriate for a lady. So the proper way a lady picks something up is to walk to the side of the item. Lock your feet, lock your knees. It's important to lock your knees because when you go down, your knees support each other. If you're wearing a dress, hold the hem of your dress because when you go down, your dress will rise. So you hold the hem of your dress, you go down gracefully, pick it up, and you're up. That's how a lady picks something up. Capiche?
Now, That is what aged women, older women should be an example for, on how a younger woman should carry herself respectfully, classy, sophisticated, with manners. That is how a Black woman, that's what you would want to look at as a Black woman in your community. That should be what we desire to see. But now we desire to see women that are older, that should be mature, that have had children, that are married, busting it open, saying things that high schoolers say for advice. We should want women like this sister right here, showing young women, young girls, how not to expose themselves the proper way. These are things you don't really think about, but you see them. And you know a woman with class and sophistication when you see her, by the way she first of all, by the way she's dressed, in modesty, right? Second of all, by the way she carries herself, you know? And that's the difference. That's a difference right there that you see with the aged women. And I know I use the example of Erykah Badu and Ciara in, they're in the entertainment industry, but there are women like them that are just in the Black community, period, that are not entertainers. But there are women like this, what I just showed you, that are teaching young girls and young women how to do things, how to move through this world with grace, how to not soil yourself, how to not find yourself in a situation where you done had sex with a man and now you don't want to be with him, but you have a child by him because you guys was just dating and having casual sex and didn't really realize, and that the light bulb never popped up in your head that babies come from this. This is what babies come from. Maybe this is not the right idea until you are ready. Well, better yet, you don't even know this man. You don't even know what is his aspirations, what is his spirituality, where does he stand? But the point I'm making about this, and I think I made it 1,000 times, is that there's a difference in what they're teaching in the world versus what we should be teaching our young daughters. This is a prime example of the advice, the teaching that aged women who should be mature should be giving younger women and younger girls. Like Quap said, he said, I'm 42. I remember in school in the mid 80s and early 90s, that they had those classes. It was called etiquette class. They need to bring those back. They need to bring those etiquette classes back. They need to bring those classes back. We're in dire need of them. We need to have etiquette classes, manner classes, sexual education classes. We need all of the classes back, you know what I mean? And not necessarily, I understand what was going on in the public school system, but I'm just saying, like, as far as in the Black community, these are things that we can do ourselves, and we can teach our youth these things on our own, right? We can teach our youth these things on our own. These are things that need to be learned, you know what I mean? And a lot of these things will really, really benefit the youth in them growing up to be adults. So I got one more video. That's it on that. Got one more video and then we up out of here, y'all. Right? Let me get it. Let me get this video real quick. All right, remove this. Oh, no,
I spent $500,000.
That is not the video. One second, let me pull it up. I want you to listen to this, brother. They say a lot of things that, you know, black people actually believe in the black community.
People didn't know the Titanic sunk on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know, and they monetized the shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it's so much hidden knowledge, and people caught flack when I said this, but a lot of people liked it when I said that if the regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today helped black people or any people get out of their current situation, they would have never introduced it to us, which is true.
Right.
Because the Vatican has so much fucking like books, all type of architect. They have real knowledge that a lot of people ain't even ready for, but they give us this.
Right.
Anytime your enemy gives you something, it's not for your use, bro.
They gave us shackles.
That's all it is.
Wow.
And see, listen, the Bible, like I say, the Bible is what keep broke people from killing rich people.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? That's the glue. You see what I'm saying?
What?
It's a belief system, bro. Everything is built around belief systems.
All right. Well, you heard what the brother said. He started off with talking about the Titanic. Little bit of you know, conspiracy theory up in there, but then he got onto the Bible, and I'm gonna break it down bit by bit. I'm gonna just play it again.
Because I'm trying to tell y'all, people didn't know the Titanic sunk on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know, and they monetized the shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it's so much hidden knowledge, and people caught flack when I said this, but a lot of people liked it when I said that if the regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today helped black people or any people get out of their.
What's the regurgitated version of the Bible? If a brother or sister comes to me and says, when they say the Bible, I don't believe the Bible because it was written by white people, or they say that white people gave me that book, right there, I know that I'm dealing with somebody that is not learned, not only in history, but in the Bible. They never actually read the Bible, or they don't know the history. If somebody comes to me and says, yo, bro, man, yeah, I see what you're doing is good, but man, I can't get with that Bible, you know, bro, because you know, the white man wrote that book. You know what I'm saying? That book enslaved us, which a lot of people say, and a lot of people would agree with. But really, is that the truth? Or is that just something that you heard from someone else? Because I can show you that black people were enslaved by Africans, not with a Bible. Not with a Bible. Black people in America didn't learn Christianity, not saying the Bible, but the religion of Christianity, until they was here in America. The Bible has been in Africa before Europeans, or the Europeans, you know, as Caucasians, came in the transatlantic slave trade to get slaves. The Bible was already there. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody says regurgitated, what are you talking about? Or, because the Bible was originally written in Hebrew, and then many Jews were living in Greek lands under Greek rule. So part of it is written in Greek and was translated to the Old King's English. Hebrew didn't disappear. Greek didn't disappear. So what does regurgitated mean? So a lot of times people have these misconceptions and these ideas that when you really challenge them, you start to break down where their stance, and see that their stance is just BS. I'm gonna keep going.
Current situation, they would have never introduced it to us, which is true.
Right.
Because
now he said, if the Bible would have, why would they give black people the Bible if it would change our current situation? They would never have gave us the Bible if it could change our current situation. And this is what I really want to hone in on, because many people know about Nat Turner, right? Some of the greatest pioneers of Black history, of revolution, they got to that point because they read the Bible. I'll say that again. many of the pioneers and revolutionaries got to the point and did the things that they did and were able to do because they read the Bible. Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner. I mean, they didn't read a book on Pan-Africanism. They didn't read a book on what is it? They didn't read the Quran to take their stance that gave them the might to muster the fight against white supremacy. You get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going, right? So what? Name me a revolutionary. Who is the greatest revolutionary? Many people will say Nat Turner for Black people. They will say that. They will tell you that. Well, Nat Turner read the Bible and realized that the people who were oppressing him were wrong. You know what I'm saying? He didn't read a book of African spirituality. He didn't read, I don't know what people read. What he didn't read a book about Catholicism or Buddhism or anything. He read the Bible and realized that it was wrong for his people to be enslaved the way they were. So the idea that he's saying they wouldn't have gave you the Bible if they knew it could help you. I don't know. I don't agree with that, and I don't understand that. But let me just break this down. Look at the Black community today. What are some of the things that are the worst things in the Black community that you see? Y'all put that in the chat. What are some of the worst things you see in the Black community? Our condition, how we treat one another, our experience. Somebody put that in there. I look like I got 13 people up in here. Prostitution. Thank you, young man Cav. Let's get interactive. Somebody put something in here. Let's get interactive. What are some of the worst things that you can think of that you wish they would change in the Black community? Put it right there. That you wish they would, we didn't have that. We didn't have to deal with that. Think about some of the things we do to ourselves. Think about that. And then give me what is something you got. Give me something, right? Drugs. I'm a 80s baby. I'm from the 80s. Really, I'm a real 80s baby. And I lived through the drug epidemic, and I seen what it did to Black people. I experienced what it did to the Black people. I seen what it did to my family, to generations of my family. Yaquab said, so let me get, okay. Damn. A young man care. He said prostitution. Sister Barathanaw said drugs. The trooper said effeminate men. Black Dazzle said drugs, gangbanging, hating one another. Paris said women who don't need a man in the household. The hate between family, homosexuality, single parent homes or single mother homes, single families. Yes. All of those are perfect. There's no wrong answer in this. Everybody answered perfectly. You know what I mean? So this brother said they wouldn't give us the Bible if it could help us. But you got to ask yourself this question. And Black Dazzle said this, the misguidance of the Christian church. Renee said lying, stealing, cheating. You got to ask yourself this. Since we had Christianity, what has Christianity, with our people following it, what has it exhibited? Like, what has come out of it in the Black community? Did we actually do what was in the Bible, or was we just doing what the preacher said? Were we just following Christianity, the religion? Because those are two different things. Remember, if you never heard this before, you know it now on Black Authentic Truth, if you're not hip to this, that the Bible and Christianity are two separate things. Okay? Loving the oppressor, right? So let me just sum it up. He said that, you know, they wouldn't have gave you a Bible if it could change your condition. Let me just play it. Let me play it back. So let's be correct.
Regurgitated version of the Bible that they gave us today help black people or any people get out of their current situation. They would have never introduced it to us.
He said that if the current Bible they have, the regurgitated Bible, if it could help our situation, they would never have introduced it to us. This is the problem with that. This brother, he's still a brother, but he is unlearned. He doesn't know any better, but he has his view, right? But if black people, the black community in America, let's just use America, and we just named so many things that's wrong with our people. We name brothers and sisters just named so many things that's wrong. If we could do some of the things, let's just say 5 things that are rules in the Bible, the black community could change overnight. Literally. Think about this. I want you to think about this. What's a rule in the Bible? Treat people how you want to be treated. Don't covet what another man has. We see that all the time. Brothers covet other brothers' possessions and their women. Don't sleep with another man's wife. Brothers rap about that. They sing about it. Now you have women rappers that say the same thing. Now, it used to be brothers say, I'll take your woman. Now the women rappers say, I'll take your man. So, but these are things these are rules in these are things that we do to one another that creates broken families, dysfunction, hatred, self-hatred, and generational dysfunction. What are some other things? Like, let's just see. So I said, don't hate your brother. Don't sleep with another man's wife. Oh, don't steal. Don't use each other for usury. Don't use your brother and sister. Don't try to get over. Don't be a scammer. Don't be a thief. Don't be a scammer. Don't be a liar. We do all of these things to each other in the black community. We do all of these things. So imagine if you have a generation of young black kids that from their youth, they're taught not to do these things. From their youth, they're taught that the woman is the little girl is taught your body is special. No one should see your body. No one should see your body. You should never sleep with your father should be the one that marries you to a man. Don't steal. Don't lie. If we were taught these as youth, as little kids, and these were instilled in a generation of black kids, the black community would change overnight. And I'm not saying just like overnight, but I'm saying it would change. In one generation, the black community would level up. And it would be because basic rules that are in the Bible that people don't read, that people have all of these ideas about, but they've never opened it. They never looked at the history of black people from West Africa to know who we are. They don't, all they know is what some other black person told them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I wanted to make. This brother said we wouldn't have the Bible if it could fix us. The white man didn't even give us the Bible. It was the Bible existed before he came into power to be able to sell the seas and look for slaves. It was already on the continent of what you call Africa. And so there's just a lot of misinformation and, you know, a lot of stuff going around because of social media, but we have to challenge people on it and we have to dig deep and research. so that we can be correct when we breaking down something. It's okay for brothers and sisters to have a perspective. It's cool. But, you know, it's also okay for us to challenge those perspectives and to bring some light, some enlightenment. Not so to say that I'm the toughest and I'm the baddest and I'm the smartest, but just for us to get some clarification on some stuff. You know what I mean? But the point that I made, and I already made it, is that if we just apply a little bit of the rules that are in the Bible that we don't do now, we don't do it because in this society says what it says, to live it up, live how you want to live, do what you want to do. Yeah, you're going to suffer some consequences. But there are things in this society that it says okay that are not. One of the things is prostitution. That's the Bible is against prostitution, but America is not. You can be the biggest 304 you want to be on what is it on in the streets, on a stripper pole, and OnlyFans, on Instagram, on Facebook, anywhere you want to be. This world, America, it promotes it. It says it's cool. It's nothing. You should live your life, do what you want to do. But the Bible is against a woman, you know, parading herself around like that, showing her body to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? The world says there is no moral code on if you want to sleep with another man's woman. In this world and in the Black community, niggas give high fives like, okay, you slept with old boy's girl. It's like bragging rights. There's no moral code. You know how many brothers is in the grave because they was messing with some woman that already had a man? Think about the sheer number of street wars and brothers locked up for the rest of their life or in the grave because either some man was trying to mess with a woman that he already knew had a man, or some woman was messing with two men on purpose. And it's a love triangle. It happens every day. These are the moral codes that we don't have. But guess what? The Bible said don't do it. It's in the Bible. So if we could just do things, little small things like that, we can make our community better and better and better. So until you can show me something like a philosophy, not a philosophy, but a book, like get the book of what do they call it? The 42 Laws on Ma'at that was compiled over thousands of years and made into a book, but something like that. You can show me something like that that has specific laws that would actually fix Black people and not just basic stuff, because most peoples, even if you found some tribe in the rainforest that never came across the white man, even if you find some primitive tribe, they would still have some basic laws like don't mess with my woman, don't steal my food, don't, you shouldn't lie, you should be an honest person. So some of these things are just basic humanity. They lie within basic humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go anywhere, like I said, you find a caveman. I'm pretty sure cavemen had at least one or two rules. Like, don't take my food, don't steal my food while I'm asleep, something, you know what I'm saying? But the point is that if we apply some of these basic things, man, we would see our community get better and better and rise. So let me know what y'all think, man. The brother said, a lot of brothers preach jailhouse knowledge, but most of it isn't factual or supported by the Bible or historical facts. That's true, man. In a lot of this jailhouse knowledge, it sounds really, really good until you really start researching some history, some historical facts, and you realize that Black people are like parrots. Like the birds, the parrots, how a parrot seems like it's very smart when it's sitting in the house listening to everybody and it can repeat what it heard. And then people say, that's a smart bird. Well, that's the Black community. We parrot a lot of stuff that we heard that sounds really good. And we never even really did the research, but it sounds good. Like, you know what a good one is? A good one is the white man wrote the Bible. That's number one. The white man wrote the Bible. Number two is the Bible enslaved us. These two topics, these two statements are parroted statements that are not rooted in no historical fact. I will put money on that. In any scholar, any black conscious leader, those are not rooted in historical fact, but they are rooted in feelings, definitely. Paris McCaw said, scamming the highly glorified in the world now also being rapped about daily. Yes. Very impressionable. Yes. Definitely. Young man cat unaliving each other, man. So with that, y'all, that's it. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate everybody for being in this live. From my end, it seemed like I had technical difficulties, but I think that the message got out to brothers and sisters. Brothers and said, gave me a one, said everything was good. So shout out to you, Renee Gaines, Trooper. I always mess up on his name. Trooper Anakwadam, Sister Deandra, Black Rain 303, always rocking with me. Who else? Brother Yaikwa, Big Jew. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Manolo, shout out to you. Always rocking with me. Who else? Let me see. Sister Barathanawa, thank you for rocking with me. Young man Kev, thank you all the time. Black Dazzle, all the time. Paris McCaw, all the time. Rayasha Bond. Rayasha, I'm just gonna say Rayasha Bond. Shout out to you, brother, for appreciate you for your input. Yeah, man. And yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Y'all, have a good evening. Get some rest for the next week. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth. Peace, y'all. Peace.